Well, today I have with me Karen Grant. Now, Karen has recently been appointed as the publisher at Crown Publications. I've had the privilege of knowing Karen since I joined Crown Publications, and that was back in 1991. But in fact, Karen was at this company before I was here. And what I thought I would do today is just get some sense from Karen regarding the journey that she's traveled within this company, and in fact before the company, Karen. I mean, I know you have a Bachelor of Arts degree, but I'd like to understand what got you into the position now of being the publisher at Crown Publications.
Interestingly, Ian, I started in publishing. My first job was in a publishing company with a gentleman who was well known at the time, Ed Bravey, who ran a business called Avonmore Publishing, and that is where I met Jenny. Jenny became one of the directors of that company. She was handling sales in those days, as excellent then as she always has been and never ceased to be. And I worked in the production function at that stage and started writing the odd article for some of the editors there. I then left there and went into public relations for a couple of years.
Where was that?
I was a company called Seafin Marketing, and then I worked for a couple of years in Martic Controls, which was Honeywell, that became Martic Controls during those late 80s, when America disinvested from South Africa. And it was from there that I came into Crown Publications.
Now, if you trace that back a bit, Jenny Warwick founded Crown Publications in 1986, and that would have been once she left Avonmore Publishing.
Yes.
When did you join?
I joined Jenny in 1989, so it was only 3 years later. So
that's quite a long time ago.
That's most of the time that the company's been operational.
And your initial role, I remember when I joined, I was one of the editors, and you were also playing an editorial role at that time.
When I joined, it was on condition that I wouldn't work on any technical publications, because I thought I wanted to move out of that for a while. But Marion Geeson was there, and she said, "I'm so glad you're here, Karen. I've got this magazine I'd like you to proofread," and it was Electricity and Control. So I did that. I launched in those days a magazine called Technology SA, which subsequently split into mechanical technology and chemical technology, both of which I edited. I think I kept mechanical for longer than I kept chemical, and then Kieran took over that, and then Jenny and I launched Lighting Design.
Now, Lighting and Design is a current title within the company, and this is the magazine we're speaking about. And I mean, we're sitting here in very bright lights, and I think we thank our film crew for that. But this is actually a spectacular magazine because this is quite different. Because although it covers technical aspects, it's also very much about the shape and form and the beauty of what it is that you're trying to achieve in what for me is a very technical environment in many respects.
Yes. Lighting is an interesting combination because people who work in lighting have to have an artistic sense. So it's the design of the lighting, the design of the light that you want to create within a room, or architecturally, or when you're selling retail, it's huge. And then you have to have the technical knowledge to make that work. And so it's a lovely magazine. It's a quarterly, but I think it's a lovely magazine.
Now, Karen, I mean, we've got many titles, and they're now really your sole responsibility, all these titles. And I think we're sitting at a time in South Africa, of course, when we're challenged, because we have the Postal Service, which is really not in a position to assist publishing houses. And I would like to get a view from you as to how, as a publishing house, a large business-to-business publisher relying on the post office, what are we doing, how are we tackling that, and what is your vision in terms of how we go forward?
Well, quite simply, Ian, we're going to move away from the post office, and I think that's what everyone is going to end up doing. We have to do it because we guarantee a circulation. Yes. So when we sell an ad to a client, we're guaranteeing our clients that they're going to get to 7,000 Sparks readers, they're going to get to 5,000 construction readers, and so on. When a post office isn't playing ball with us, we therefore not able to guarantee our promise to our clients. So it's a huge issue, not just for us, for any business-to-business publisher, particularly, I think, who work on a similar model to how we work. So quite simply, we're going to move away from the post office, and we have to do that. And it's a priority. It's a priority that I have, is to be able to distribute our magazines as promised, but without the help of the post office.
Yeah, and I fully understand that. Although it sounds quite sad, it's
Very
one of the realities of how one has to go about doing business. And business is about making hard choices and following through on those in terms of delivering the service you're expecting your clients to receive, because that's our commitment to them.
We've had a postal strike earlier in the year as well. So it's been a year of postal strikes, and it's forced, I think, people to look at alternative options.
Now, we will have a couple more conversations over the next couple of months. I wish you well in your role as the publisher. I mean, we know that you're filling very, very big shoes in terms of Jenny Warwick.
Yeah.
But of course, what that also means is you've got experience and support behind you.
We've worked together for so many years. We've understood each other. I think we really do understand each other very well. And it's a privilege for me to have walked alongside Jenny for so long, and to allow her the joy of taking a much more relaxed role, and for taking over the structure for her.
Well, we look forward to seeing how you take all this forward. You've got a large but rewarding task ahead of you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.